In a day and age when rigs have to lie out flat and be beautiful and neat and straight, it's refreshing to see that there are still some underground, really interesting mechanical presentations out there that actually give you a substantive benefit when you're fishing for wary and particularly slow moving carp that are browsing on a baited spot without moving their heads very far or very quickly. Take this presentation as a point-in case. This is a rig that my mate Adam Whittington invented and wrote about recently in a magazine, and we call it the Nora. The Nora, well, that's after Nora Batty, thanks to her elasticized tights. You see, the rig relies upon a small section of elastic that actually concertinas the hook link in a nice neat D, and as soon as the fish picks up the hook bait, it hardly has to move more than a couple of millimeters and it's trapped. That hook point's just nicked in. There's no way the fish can get rid of it, and that's what makes it so amazingly effective for slow, wary and cautious feeding carp. They're not clever enough to know to swim back towards the lead. No, not in a million years. Once they've even just slightly tensioned that elastic, they're knackered, they're hooked, they're not going anywhere. The rig's demonstrated itself time and time again, and even an old noddy like me's caught a few out of lakes like the Roach Pit using it years ago when I was very first shown it. See, this is one that's been tried and tested and just been kept tucked away from prying eyes until just a few too many people got their eyes on it. I'll quickly talk you through how to tie it because it really is simple, even though it may look a little bit complicated and cluttered. It definitely isn't. On the end, you can use whatever presentation you want. Here I've got a turbo German, but it could just well as easily be a little Ronnie or a blowback rig. The most important thing is the hook link material. Make sure that it's a nice, fast sinking braid, because then when it's laying on the bottom, it will lay flush no matter what happens. Then you slide an extra small rig ring, a little covert rig ring, down the hook link and stop that in position. In this case, I've got one of our tungsten sinkers, or you can use one of our covert line stops. Then you just tie off the hook link. The secret at this point is how long you tie the bit of elastic. This case, it's just a bit of green marker elastic from our range. If you're worried about the colour, you can always put a bit of marker pen on it, but really, they're carp, they don't know. You tie it off so that it's about half the length of the elongation that you want it to achieve when the hook link is tight. And that way you end up with a lovely neat D, just like I'm showing you there, and you create pucker mechanics. So when that carp does come along and pick up the hook bait, look, it's only got to pull a couple of millimeters, and I'm shaking that hook about, it's not going to come off, and the further it goes, the better that hook point drives in. The Nora has been around for well over a decade. It's been kept quiet, and for a very good reason. This really is one of those special under-the-counter presentations that catches more fish and catches the clever ones as well. Have a go at tying it, have a play, try different elastics and build your favourite presentation in terms of the hook arrangement onto a hook link like this, and you'll soon see, wow, that really does the job. Whether you're using a bait boat, dropping it nice and neatly that way, or casting when you just put on a little PVA mesh bag just to make sure it elongates on the cast and lays down nicely, this presentation will catch you carp. And according to Adam, my mate, it will catch you more carp, 100%. You saw it here on the Gardner TV channel first. Go and have a play, see what you think, give us your feedback, because really, this is spectacular.